the area of sports,
Okay.
where a young girl is making us happy. One that we're proud to identify with, to associate with. She is from this environment. I mean, from the banking hall to the indoor sports hall of the Kwara State Stadium, and then to the podium at the Paralympics game in Paris. Talking about Eniola Bolaji, who won the only medal so far that Nigeria has been able to capture at the ongoing Paralympic Games in Paris. She lost a semi-final game. The sports minister was around, Senator John Enon was around to encourage her. The minister watched the semi-final game where she lost to the Chinese opponent, and the minister Ziao, and the minister encouraged her and said, yes, if you calm down, this person that defeated you in the semi-final, you are good enough to beat this lady. But in any case, dust yourself up and get set for the third place match. That's a final opportunity for you to have a medal around your neck, and do it for your late coach, do it for yourself, and do it for the country. And she duly obliged the minister by winning the bronze medal.
Well, I want to say she obliged Nigeria. Eniola has been to this very studio several times, and what she is what we want to see more of in Nigeria. Rising above the physical challenges, rising above the funding challenges, rising above family challenges, to fly the Nigerian flag at the highest echelon. Earlier on today, we spoke with the former director of sports in Kwara State, Coach Tunde Kazim, who is in Paris right now with them. And he described how, the story you gave us, how she went to the bank to conduct a transaction, and somebody saw her and said he thinks thinks she would do well in sports. The council coaches,
secretaries, one of the
associations,
secretary of the association,
said you can do well in sports. And he invited her to the stadium. He started out with table tennis. Then I think it was Coach Bello, one of the badminton coaches at that time, said he would rather have her doing badminton. And the table tennis coach agreed with him, and she went into badminton maybe about a decade ago.
Less than that?
Less than that. I think he said 8 years. 2017. So 2017 to now, I think that's 7 years. And in that 7 years, look at where she has gotten to.
Able to produce
a bronze medalist. Well, an Olympic medalist.
An Olympic medalist.
Because you see, however anybody says it. Meanwhile, before we begin to attack Nigeria for not doing well in the Paralympics, 169 countries, I later cross-checked, 169 countries participated in the Paralympics. Participating, I beg your pardon. China is leading so far with about 49 medals, gold medals. The UK is coming next, then the United States, then Brazil. Nigeria is number 64 on the medal table. So that means that our one bronze. We are number 64.
Golden bronze.
It's golden bronze. Just like the Atlanta gold of 1996. I mean, to all Nigerians, Chioma or anything, it is that one, that football. So this one is a golden bronze, and it's something that is very, very pleasing to the heart. That Nigeria,
especially to those of us in Kwara.
Exactly. I mean, no, you see, it is an indication of what Kwara can do.
The girl,
18-year-old girl,
took her 7 years to get to where she is today. But those 7 years are really not stroll in the park.
No. There have been 7 years of intensive activity. Intensive activity. Training, commitment above all. Then, to the glory of God, there was funding. But the funding was not easy. It is she that will tell you her story. Because by and large, how she got those things is really her efforts, you know. And this is a wonderful opportunity to, I want to believe that by now, Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak would have been able to would have had actual contact with her. Yesterday, I know at least one person of at least one person, talking of Coach Tunde Kazim, who tried to get her across to His Excellency, but somehow it didn't work. By now, I want to believe it has worked. And why I'm particularly concerned about the governor of Kwara State intervening in the management and funding of this athlete. You see, a long time ago, I met one very senior sports reporter who said that on the average, each Olympic gold has taken like 10 years of preparation. So if now we have a bronze in 7 years, it is an indication that, I mean, that position, that on the right track, you know? I mean, if in
the next Olympics, that will make it 11 years.
Exactly. So if whoever is funding her does not relent, and by the grace of God, she herself will not relent, and she continues.
I mean, we must commend the badminton family.
Oh,
it's
yes.
about the family.
Yes,
it's the family that has been sponsoring.
Yes,
I mean, the badminton family.
Yes.
Kwara State Badminton Association. The Nigerian Badminton Federation.
Now, let's not forget, like you said, it's not a walk in the park. She won the Spanish International in Spain. She won the African International in Uganda. She also won another Africa International in Egypt. And at home, of course, she's known as the biggest of them all. So what is now necessary is that we continue to support her with everything necessary. And therefore, this is a direct appeal to His Excellency to ensure that, you see, the reality is that Kwara is not sufficiently sports loving. Abdurrahman Abdulrazak is doing wonderfully well. We have one of the first things he did was to rehabilitate the Olympic standard pool, but we are yet to have any championship in the last 5 years. So, Your Excellency, we need a championship. Give marching orders. Fortunately, you have a sports commission in place. Give marching orders to the commission. They will give marching order to the association, and something will happen. But you see, no matter what they plan, if you don't support them, it cannot work. And the private sector and veteran and serving sportsmen are doing a lot to promote sports. Awoni Ayenugba. Then other sports-minded people. Abdul Hakim Mustafa, SAN. I mean, the grass pitch we have now in the Lorne Stadium Complex, Kwara Stadium Complex, I beg your pardon, he put it in place. The governor we now have a squash racket plaza. I have also made to understand that there's a table tennis complex. I've also been made to understand that the indoor sports hall, since 1977 when George Ine constructed it, there has been one rehabilitation along the line, but I learned that a major rehabilitation is ongoing. So it is my prayer that we do not stop in between, because to start the job, you know, our people here say the beginning is not the job, but the end. So it is not just enough to be able to collect the ball from the goalkeeper and send it to the midfielder and send it to the striker and you start dribbling. The whole idea is to score a goal. So, Your Excellency, the ball is in the midfield.
Okay.
As far as
it has not gotten to the striker.
No, it has not gotten to the striker.
So still far away from.
Still far away from the goal. So we want to see those goals. The National Sports Festival that we had last I was, well, the last one I attended was Edo. 2020. I was not really impressed with our performance. And you see, what distressed me most was the number of Kwara trained athletes that were playing handball for Kano, squash rackets for Rivers, squash rackets for Delta, you know, and
they are playing in the final.
Look, there was one young lady from Kwara, from Ilorin Baboko here, who won a gold in in squash rackets. A product of Bola Magaji, the chairman of the sports commission.
Are you sure it's not the Mogaji's family as well?
Well, the one from Rivers, I know is a family to Bola Magaji, definitely. Because you see, we were in the corridor. I mean, I was with him for the greater part of. We were in the corridor, and he greeted her, and I asked him that, where you know Rivers athlete? He said, it's my sister's daughter from Baboko. You know, I think she won a silver for Rivers State, that particular athlete. So these are things that we've seen. So that young lady that won gold for Delta, she was in Delta State. Each gold is 1 million naira. So when she won the gold, she was using her mother's account. So first there was 600,000 naira. As we were there, even before the presentation ceremony, another 400,000 entered. So when the money came in, the mother collapsed. So her neighbor, you know, we are good neighbors to each other here. When she did, hey, she made noise and collapsed. They now rushed into the shop and discovered that she had collapsed with the phone in her hand. On seeing the phone, they now called the last caller. Turned out to be her daughter. By that time, she had been revived, and she said it is her money. 6 athletes from Delta, or maybe 8, covered the whole of the Kwara State's budget contingent to that competition. So, and many of these people are on payroll. So
let's put this in perspective quickly.
Yes.
What she has just done.
Yes.
Talking about Eniola Bolaji. She is the first Nigerian and the first African to win a medal in that category. And when we were speaking with Bola Mogaji, Tunde Kazim, earlier this morning, Tunde Kazim said, no, the record says she is the first African to win a badminton event at the Paralympics. The first to win a match. But for her, she did not stop at winning a match, but she has won a medal. Going through the
preliminary
stage, the quarter-final, before losing out in the semi-final and settling for the losers' finals to have won the bronze medal.
You said earlier, this is a golden bronze. So our concern now is that we don't lose her and that we begin to create more. Because you see, she is an inspiration to other physically challenged persons. And this is someone that there are many people, many unchallenged, physically able players that may not really be able to meet her in the court.
Let's appreciate the contribution of our late coach, Belu.
No, that is one man whom wherever he is, may God grant him eternal and peaceful rest. It is an indication of the ability of Kwara people to recognize excellence even in potential. And this is also an indication of the fact that Kwara, as small as we are, population-wise, is really a home of excellence in sports. Let's look at, we can talk of Olympians like Hamid Adio.
Kwara, home of excellence.
Yes.
Lagos, center of excellence.
Home
is okay.
Home of excellence.
Okay.
You know, I'm talking of the likes of Hamid Adio, You know, these were people who went to Moscow in 1980. You see, sometimes participating itself. In fact, that is the motto of the Olympics. Participation in itself. So then you have the likes of Kasali Lasisi. You have the likes of Ayenuba, Ndele Ayenuba, I think that's his name, who is still contributing to the development of sports at the grass level. And Awoni, who is, I mean, very recently, he has a scheme that is bringing up people. And Toba, the guy in the Baseball Foundation. That's
Wale Farombi.
Wale Farombi, I beg your pardon.
Wale Farombi.
Wale Farombi, yes. Wale Farombi. I mean, these are people that are using their own resources to develop sporting talents. So you need to give it to Kwara. So her late coach is one of those outstanding Kwara people that was able to recognize talent even in its petals. You know? And
so give it also to Adebayo, who spotted her in the banking hall.
Oh yes.
To invite her to the stadium.
Exactly.
You will be a good athlete. You'll
exactly.
Be able to
exactly.
Play table tennis or what?
No. One must give it to our people. And the reality is that the people of think of how many sports academies we have now. I mean, since we've had the Kwara Football Academy, we have had a proliferation of academies. We have had scouts.
Since we had the Football College of Excellence.
Yes, you know, we have had scouts from all over the world.
It was named Football College of Excellence.
When?
At inception.
At inception, not Kwara Football Academy.
No, not Kwara Football Academy.
No, that Football Academy makes more sense.
Football College of Excellence. When late Isa Hayatu was here to commission the place.
Okay.
Kwara Football of Excellence.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I don't remember. I was there too. I was there too because Isa Hayatu, that's another great one. May God grant him eternal rest.
Okay, let's move. Well, let's quickly touch on this.
Yes.
What was her name again? A Swedish coach.
Okay.
Who offered to be with Eniola. In one of Eniola's foreign trips, foreign training, a foreign coach spotted Eniola and made provision for Eniola to always come over to a country, Spain. In short, she was supposed to travel with Belu.
Okay.
Belu traveled to Lagos to get his visa, his own visa, to accompany Eniola to that Spain trip. Coming back, Bello had an accident somewhere around Ogbomoso.
And that was accident, he died. Lost his life.
So he couldn't make that trip to Spain with Eniola. The reason why at any event and at any competition, whenever Eniola is being interviewed, she is always giving it to her late coach yes. Bello. But then something funny happened. Of course, the coach that's supposed to coach her to the games is a badminton coach for the country. I mean, an Abeokuta-based coach. But because there is this foreign coach who adopted, let me use the word, Eniola as our athlete, she requested that she does not only want to be at the Olympics with Eniola, that she wants to be at the side court with Eniola. And the Nigerian Badminton Federation obliged, brought her into the camp, kitted her in all Team Nigeria's attire.
Okay.
And
at least the attire did not finish in these Olympics.
Did he ever finish in any Olympics?
It has finished before, Ojide. Or was it World Cup?
Where we had to cut
that the kit finished.
Track down, track suit
in these Olympics, what happened was that there was no bicycle for cycling.
Okay. Well, the coach also did well. Trying to...
Okay.
The name.
Okay.
But, I mean, he's a Spanish
coach.
Woman who took that up and did so much also as far as taking Eniola to where she had gotten to now. We can only look forward to Los Angeles 2020, 4 years
2028.
from now. 2028. And hopefully Eniola should be able to bring in gold for us at that particular games.
I know you are thinking of moving away from sports, but when do you
Yes.
think Africa is going to host the Olympics?
I'm looking at cities that are capable of hosting the Olympics. So we have to first look at that.
No, even in France, it's the whole country now. About 4 cities outside Paris. No, host there.